Hello and welcome to Watch What Crappens, a podcast about crap on Bravo. We love to talk about. I'm Ben Mandelker, and joining me today to celebrate a day of drinking soft, it's Ronnie Karam. Hi, Ronnie. How's your non-alc day going?
Wow, good. Non-alc so far.
Whoa. We are here to talk about Summer House, which I loved last night. But before we do that, you know the drill. We've got some live shows coming up. Next week, we have Boston and Detroit and Chicago. And guess what? We are here to tell you what we are going to recap. So in Boston, big day, honey pies. Boston, we're going to recap Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And very excited because we haven't been able to recap that on a live show yet. So Beverly Hills next week. In Boston. Detroit, we're going to do something really fun. We're going to do a classic recap of It's Not About the Pasta. It's the episode Vanderpump Rules. And it's easy to remember because the episode is called It's Not About the Pasta. That's from season 6. And then on Saturday night in Chicago, we are going to do Summer House. So that's the homework, okay? Beverly Hills, Vanderpump Rules, Summer House next week. And then in May, we cannot wait to make our big return to Texas. We have the big Austin show coming up on May 9th. And then on May 10th, it's Dallas. We have had some of the craziest, wildest times at our Texas shows, especially our Dallas shows. We have had wild times at our Dallas shows. So come join us. It'll be more fun than a night out at the roundup. And then finally after that, we have Las Vegas, which will be fantastic. So go to watchwhatcrappens.com to get your tickets, won't you? And then also be sure to join us on Patreon, patreon.com/watchwhatcrappens, where we are doing White Lotus recaps. We got the big season finale this Sunday, so come listen to our recap next week of that. And of course, there's Crappens on Demand where you can watch us, not just listen to us. So that is like everything, and it's like so much. I'm like so cool. And even if you do none of it, we still love you, and we're still happy that you're here. So that's it.
Yeah. That's it. Okay, bye.
Ronnie's like, yeah.
You did it. Nailed it.
Channeling Paige. Yeah.
Nailed it.
1000%. So I loved this episode of Summer House because this was a special episode where almost all of it took place outside the Hamptons, which I feel like it's always I love it when that happens. I don't know why. It's like going on vacation from the vacation home. I was very delighted by it.
It was a good field trip episode, which I liked. I like a good field trip. And it was multiple field trips, right? Because is this the one where we had the Carl opening?
It was the Carl opening. We had a date in the city. We had kickball. Like this episode had everything. It's like normally on Bravo shows, they have to stop everything to do a vacation somewhere. So that way the cast is forced to be together. But since the cast is already on vacation, they have to invert it and have an episode once per season where they're all like in real life.
Yeah,
as much
I liked
as this
it
is
too.
real life.
They even got little Bailey in there. You know,
I know Bailey had a big comeback. I was so proud of her. I was afraid they wouldn't even give her a title, but they gave her a title. We had guest stars. I mean, this episode had it all. We had Jasmine and Silas from Summer House, Martha Stewart, Martha's Vineyard. We had Jason from Winter House. It was really like
it was huge.
A special episode,
and they all went to Jersey, so that's friendship right there.
They all went to They went to New Jersey to a house that looked like it would be in the Hamptons, like Summer House. That was the funny part. That was the most meta part of it. That they left their summer house to go to a fake summer house, so that Carl could promote his fake alcohol, as opposed to where Kyle promotes his real alcohol in the real Hamptons. So It was great. I loved everything about this.
Yeah, it was a good one. Okay, so we pick up where we left off, which is Emerald, Jesse, and Amanda and Gabby by the pool the day after the foursome, the toe-sucking foursome. So Jesse's like, guys, I went into his room, he was having a threesome, I could have had a foursome, but, Jesse is better, what's her face? Lexi is better than foursomes. Wow, you should write fucking cards for Valentine's Day. That is so flattering. Could have had a foursome, but I didn't. You're better than a foursome.
Yeah. Little does he realize that family is so incestuous that he's basically having a foursome every time he's with Lexi.
Yeah. So he's dating a foursome already.
Yeah.
And in that one, there's a mom and a sister and a dad. So.
So Emerald comes outside and Jesse's like, hey, how's your Johnson? He's like, never been better, which is, I think this is one of the few questions that Emerald gets asked this episode, as usual. Again, Emerald just seems to like live in a weird alternate reality where he like shares the same space as everyone else, but I don't think anyone ever seems to realize he's there. This is like, except for this like little storyline with the toe sucking. But other than that, he just is like occupying space on a show without ever being referenced.
Well, for Emerald, it's just like a cheap room to fuck. You know, it's like I'll just share this house because it's like cheaper than getting a hotel room every night in the Hamptons. You know, so that's kind of his only thing. And he's made his entire personality about fucking randos. So that's it. You know,
Yeah.
but it's also weird because that's his entire personality. But then he like gets really tight-lipped about it now. And I know that it's because Jesse's involved and he's not outing Jesse, but he also seems kind of annoyed because they're like, so, hey, you want to have a conversation, Emerald? Like we're going to have a conversation. Or do you want to have a conversation first? Or should we just start asking you about your dick? Like, what do you want? And he's like, okay, I mean, I guess we could just wait for that a second. He's kind of annoyed. Like, oh God, all these people do is ask me about fucking because that's all you've got.
Yeah. I mean, we don't really see Emerald having any meaningful interactions with anyone in the house. And I don't know how much that's on the house. I don't know how much that's on him. I also don't know how much of that is on production because I actually feel like if production, like, I feel like he's not having meaningful interactions. I think that if he were, production would have really amped up the fact that he had bonded with these guys, they become friends, and now here is a moment where Emerald kind of later on sort of like, you know, talks about the toe sucking thing as kind of like a betrayal of friendship. But because there is no friendship and there's no stakes to this relationship, it just sort of like lands like, oh, okay, Emerald said it. So
Yeah.
I think that's just my theory of saying that I don't think there are any meaningful interactions between Emerald and the house. And it's reflected in the fact that they can't even drum up any sort of interpersonal drama over the fact that he talked about this behind Jesse's back.
Yeah, because someone else gets the credit anyway for leaking it, which I think is like Bailey, right? Or at least in the audience.
Bailey
from the
did great
audience
work.
POV. Yeah, Bailey did a good job. I like
Good job this
Bailey.
episode.
Bailey dissed everybody, called them old, left, and now still gets good drama scenes. You know?
I know. I like when Bailey came back, I was like, oh my God, it's Bailey. And I was like, I don't know why I'm having this reaction. She did nothing in her one episode, but like I was like sincerely happy to see her.
I know. It's a reaction Danielle has never gotten. And how long has she done this show? But Danielle comes back for a cameo and we're like, oh, Jesus Christ, you know? And Bailey, who's been there for 5 minutes, like, oh my God, look, it's Bailey. She's so
How
great.
how cold was it that Danielle was not invited to? Well, maybe she was invited, but she wasn't there. And we all know she would show up to the non-alc party, right? Like she'll show up to anything.
Yeah. Yeah, she would have shown up. Wait, you're going to have balloons there? I'm in. So West is like, so what's your favorite food, Emerald? And he's like, smash burgers. Get it?
Hey, nice. Hey, did you smash last night? How many people did you have sex with again?
You know, I'm into
And then-
Fadgy burgers. So it's huge.
Yeah, Emerald's. We will just have to take Emerald's word for it because anytime we see Emerald's favorite food, it's just an arrow pointing to something off screen. We don't actually get to see it.
So Jesse's like, nice. Did you smash last night? Come on, tell us how that went. Tell us how that went. And so he's quiet. He's like, I just had sex with the two guys, okay? And Emerald's like, dude, this guy was in the room. Like, why is he acting like he was not in the room? I mean, it seems like to him, like, nothing happened. So are we supposed to all pretend nothing happened? Because he was in the room. All right?
Where it
Someone's
happened.
toe
The room.
went in someone's mouth. I still believe there was more than a toe suck for 37 minutes.
We all
Yeah, I'm
37
not
minutes
gonna-
is yeah. And I also think, to be fair, like even if there wasn't, if you're like fresh in a new relationship and then you find out like this guy who's claiming to be nothing, he just only wants to be into you, then it turns out he went to like perv out to like just sit and watch a threesome happening. I don't know. I just feel like that's just it's a red flag, obviously.
Yeah.
So not that it's bad to, like everyone has their kinks, it's fine, but I just feel like if he's saying one thing, if he's selling one kind of version of Jesse Solomon to Lexi, but then the truth is that he's wants to hang out and get us to be like have light interaction with a threesome. I don't know. I just think that he is selling a bill of goods to Lexi. So Carl walks out He's like, oh, hey, good morning, guys. This is the latest I've ever slept in the house. Yeah, because like I wake up at 7 a.m. and like jog and go to Bears boot camp. So like the fact that it's like 8:05 in the morning, whoa, I'm just like, Party Carl's back. Am I right?
Yeah, this morning instead of boot camp, I chose booty camp, which is a reference to the pirate party. Anybody? Carl's back.
It's a great party.
Carl's back.
Yeah,
So
Carl's
then
back.
Kyle's going running with guyliner, which I like. And so they're talking about running and all that stuff, and how Carl had a girl there last night. Liv, the lemur obsessed magician. Magicians are dope. Chick from yesterday.
Yeah, future magician. A magician enthusiast. Yeah, so they're talking about Lil and everything, and Wes like, yeah. So did that chick? Did she go home? Did that go well? He's like, yeah, went great, lovely. Oh, yeah, and Gabby's like, yeah. I mean, you guys were taking couples photos. He's like, yeah. We took some pics, and I was like, please, is there a filter on this camera? Can we get a soft focus, please?
Really ace that one. Anybody?
I don't want.
She carries cards, so
she doesn't know magic, but she'll know it someday. Someday magic. Oh.
Now Craig and Paige are in their room, and Craig's like, hey, chicken, are you ready to go home and see our daughter, the cat? That's gonna be so fun. I'm sorry, but none of this was from your popsicle sperm, so please stop taking credit for my child.
Yeah, and we see a picture of Daphne, Paige's cat, and the cat's like looking at the camera like, ew, gross, Craig. So then, and also meow. So then Paige is like, well, I gotta do my podcast at 7. He's like, okay, well, yeah, that's cool. And she's like, recently it's just been like, I feel like Craig is attacking me, but like in like a really Southern way. Like he says really nice words, but I feel icky about myself inside and I don't know why. And then we see a flashback of him being like, well, I hope that as your tour goes on, that like that we make our relationship a priority when we are on tour, which is his way of saying like, he's using like we and our, like we're both in it together, but he's really basically being like, don't forget about me. I'm a priority.
Yeah, they kind of did her dirty with this edit because it makes it look like she's complaining when he's just saying, I want to be a priority. But he also said, like, I mean, come on, like, it's just not realistic to think that you could keep up this work schedule when we're like committed or whatever he said, or like if we stay together, whatever, which is why she's feeling attacked. So he's like, hey, should we like stop and eat on the way home? It's like, let's just try to get home. Okay. It's hard enough to be in a car with you without watching you eat like a Charleston man.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying we sit down. I want to stop and get food somewhere. How about this? Why don't we go to a restaurant? You can sit down and then I'll get in the car and I'll just go home. And then I'll see you someday if anyone ever finds you.
No, but like I can eat in the car. Craig, I don't have windshield wipers on the inside of a car. Okay. I haven't invented that yet.
We just clean the car. And so she says that like Giggly Squad is going on a 60 city tour, which again, I don't understand how they were able to do that. And she's like, I'm just like nervous to do the actual job. And I feel like I can't even talk about it with Craig because he has no interest in like, talking about things in my career unless it pertains to him and our relationship. Which is funny because Craig really prides himself on being a career person, career oriented, and he gets very upset when Austin does not support his career. And it's funny that he then in turn is so completely unsupportive and is so needy about Paige and her time and her career.
This isn't fair. Look, I have always supported your career. Ending. So it's like, I can go make eggs. Do you want eggs? Do you have eggs? How many eggs do you have? Do they have follicles?
No.
Should I? No. Can we put some popsicles in your eggs?
No.
It's like die.
No.
Die. Please die.
No.
Die.
No.
So now we go to the group. They're back to the group at the pool, and Carl's like, "Oh, hey, like, so I know, Carl and Matta, like, you're gonna be in Italy for a wedding, but I have a friends and family event for the soft bar. So we're trying to get a final head count, and if you guys can join, like, let me know. Like, maybe if your plans to Italy are just like soft plans." in our heartland. Maybe you could come.
Maybe you want to like ask if Andreas wants to fly back before his wedding. To the soft launch. Because that's I think where they were. I think they went to Andrea and Lexi. Andrea and Lexi's wedding, right? Which I thought.
Why
like,
wouldn't
more
they
than
say
just
that
how-
on the show? He was a cast member on the show. Why wouldn't they be like, oh,
Yeah, it was
they
a
went to
little-
Italy for this fabulous, gorgeous man's wedding?
Yeah, we all watched it on social media. So Amanda asked if he invited Lindsay. He's like, yeah, I did. Because like, I want to invite everybody. And like, I mean, that's what I'm like, that's what I'm doing. I'm opening something that's like really inclusive to everyone. And Lil gave me this great idea, which is to make it especially inclusive to magicians. So free top hat when you come to the soft launch.
Yeah, like, of course Lindsay's invited. I totally want her to eat shit when she sees me serving non-alc out of a van trunk. So...
Yeah, she can see how difficult it is to pour a few different cheap non-alcoholic elements together and make a very nice, simple cocktail.
So he tells us soft bar is a mindful consumption bar, which I'm sorry, I'm never going to be okay with
I
that.
still
Fuck you
can't.
with your mindful consumption.
If he had just
all
said-
the drinks are going to be served out of reusable bags from Whole Foods. So it's pretty mindful.
Yeah, so we're being very mindful. Like we are thinking about high concept things like taking, lemons and ice water and sugar and mixing them together, and we're calling it a mindful. It's a mindful margarita non-alc version. It's like, Carl, that's lemonade.
So
So
all of our mixologists are going to be doing Sudoku as they shake the drinks. So it's pretty good. It won't pour until they complete a Sudoku cover, a Sudoku problem. So
We've,
it's mindful. It's mindful.
we've just we just brought in Lil as one of our we call them mindfulness ambassadors. She is literally a sorcerer's apprentice. She is learning magic as we speak, and she is going to actually introduce some mind reading consumption, and so we're really excited about that.
Yeah, it's a think of a cool cafe in a bar, but like no alcohol. Okay, I'm really excited. I'm nervous. I put a lot of work into this. I put over $100,000 of my own money into this. Okay, so I just read this in Reddit, which was funny. For everyone asking, oh no, this was from our Facebook page from Kelly. For everyone asking if Soft Bar is open, no, it is not. However, you can invest in it if you want, laughy face. And it's a picture of Soft Bar, a new kind of space offering superior non-alc functional coffee and cocktails. Our coffee does push-ups. So plus experiences. Like you can come here and you can have experiences. It's crazy. It's like a park, but where alcohol should be served, but it's not being served, if that makes any sense.
Functional coffee. What is you know what? I'm so glad he pioneered this, because I've been realizing all this time I've been drinking dysfunctional coffee. And every time I drink it, it's like winds up all over my cheeks. And I'm like, why can't I drink this? Oh, it's dysfunctional.
I just look at my own coffee and I'm like, you lazy son of a bitch. Can you do anything right? Look at you just laying there.
Do you even know what your job is? You're supposed to hydrate me, and instead you're making me caffeinated and pee all the time. You are dysfunctional.
Yeah, so Soft Bar has a video of Carl getting out of a van, as you can see in this screenshot right here. He's getting out of the front seat of the van, and it says, welcome to Soft Bar. Soft. 136,600. That's $136,600 of $1.24 million of our Max goal has been raised. And he put 100 of that in himself. So, come on, guys. Donate to Soft Bar.
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
Look, I mean, I'm not opposed to a non-alc, mocktail situation. There are like some amazing non-alc and cocktails out there. I just feel like I don't know if I love all this branding. I just feel like you'd go to like I don't know.
I feel like go to investors don't group invest on Facebook. $1.24 million. No, I'm not giving that to you, sir. Move it on.
It's a lot
Move
of
on,
money.
Soft. Listen, I've been soft for years and I haven't gotten any money.
I just feel like, the thing, like, okay, so he's creating a space for people.
How about I'll give you $100,000 to get me hard? Sound fair?
Here's my concern for Carl. Okay. I think but despite all our mockery, I do think it's nice that he's creating a space for people who are sober or pregnant or whatever, who are not drinking, that they can come and still socialize and have there's no alcohol, but they can still have cocktails or whatever, mocktails, non-alc, etc. But the problem is this: it's like you're catering to like a reduced, like you're catering to like a more of a niche market, and on top of that, like I feel like at the end of the day, the bars that I'm going to go to are the ones that are close to me. So like, yeah, so you're already taking a smaller segment of the population. And then you have to imagine they are geographically dispersed all throughout Manhattan and the city. So like if I were sober, but I didn't live near this bar, I'd be like, oh, that's a cool idea, but I'm not going to schlep over to Soft Bar every single time I want to have like a night out. So that's why I feel like there's something really kind of missing in this. I think it's like like the gravitational pull. I just question it, and I just
look. There's a market for this. A lot of people are clean and sober and would like a place like this. I think there are places like this. It's not the first one of its kind. You know, there are a lot of places that do well. You know, so I don't think the idea is necessarily terrible. It's just Carl, so I don't really trust much coming out of Carl because we've seen Carl's track record for 10 years, or 8 years. Whatever it's been. So, I mean, we know Carl's track record, so it's just easy to make fun of because it's like, it's about to open when I raise $1.4 million off Facebook. Okay.
Yeah. Right. And I just also feel like, you know what? I think the entire couching of this like sort of new age therapy language in it, like it's a mindful like consumption. Like I hate that so much. I almost feel like if like the whole idea, the germ of the idea was that if you're sober, you can finally go to a place, like go to a sports bar, and there's not like the pressure or the temptation or everything that comes, the baggage of alcohol there, but you get to still have the experience for the non-sober people. You get to have your own safe space for it. But now you're couching it all this like mindfulness and da-da-da. It's like, well, I feel like I have to imagine that if I weren't drinking, I'd be like, can I just have a bar? Can I just have like my non-alc bar? Do I have to have all this like stuff in here about mindful consumption? Does everything have to feel like cafe gratitude, you know? But I don't know. Yeah. I'm not in those shoes, so I really can only speak to a limited degree about it.
I'm not in those Jesus sandals, so
I'm not in those gladiator sandals. I don't know.
He's like, guys, the theme for my my soft launch is going to be soft garden party. So,
look, I'm no Barbara Corcoran, but if I were, I'm not sure I'd be asking for equity in this one.
Yeah. So Sierra's like, oh, so we have a theme of this. He's like, yeah, I have a Hampton jitney from Seaport to the event in New Jersey. So there's the jitney. Get your diapers.
Everyone's like, wait, so we have to go to the South Street Seaport and then go to New Jersey? Great.
Those are two places a New Yorker does not want to go. I'm telling you that right now. Both of those places. South Street Seaport and New Jersey.
That's like in LA being like, okay, so we're gonna meet at the Santa Monica Pier.
Yeah, meet by the Ferris wheel.
A bus to the Inland Empire.
Yeah.
We're going to Riverside.
Look, there's no guarantees with this, but I'd rather fall flat on my face going forwards in something I truly believe in and passionate about than selling dental equipment. So that's where I'm at. You know, part of me too, and we've kind of hounded on this soft idea a lot too. I think part of what bugs me is the like capitalizing on sobriety so soon. I just feel like it's hard enough to be sober without making your whole persona that. You know what I mean? I think you kind of need to give yourself a break. I think like if in sobriety, you know, there's certain rules like that you learn in AA. Like there's a certain amount of time where you have to just be alone. Then there's a certain amount of time when you can get a plant. Listen, I watched a Sandra Bullock movie, so I know. And then after that, you can get like a pet, maybe. And then after you keep that alive for a while, then you can date. You know, so I think that there should be like some kind of rules with just for yourself and your own sanity before you're investing $1.5 million into a business. You know?
Here's actually another one of my concerns. And you know, I actually, believe it or not, I do have a conscience, and I do kind of feel shitty about like just bashing this over and over again, because I do see that this is something that's like a carrot on a stick for him, and it does seem really good that Carl finally has something that he's really like excited and working towards. And like there's part of me that like as a human I do like I do want to cheer her mom on and have success, but I just feel like I know his track record. But I feel like there's certain things in people's lives that happen that are very momentous and very important. It's like getting sober, having a child, getting into shape, things like that, where then it's so exciting for them, as it should be, that it kind of becomes like their whole identity, as sort of what you were saying. And so what happens is you see things like Shark Tank where someone's like, or just not even Shark Tank, you just see people who are like, I'm a new mother and I just realized I'm going to come up with here's a new thing that I'm going to sell. And like people are always coming up with these new ideas, these entrepreneurial new ideas based off of their very new, fresh habit, not always realizing that like it's that the excitement is going to wane a little bit, and then sort of normal life is going to come in, and then that thing that you were so excited about that you wanted to make into a business no longer has the same gravitational pull for you. And also that you're not the first one to do that. Like you're not the first one to get into shape and realize I want to start hawking this kind of thing for fitness, or like I'm sober now, I want to open up a sober bar. Like I guarantee, I know this sounds so obnoxious and cynical, I guaranteed Carl's not the first one. I mean, we talked about that. This is a concept that has happened before, but I also feel like he's probably not the first one who has thought of this. And there's probably a reason why this has not become like a big deal thing in America, and if he's the one to prove it wrong and to break the mold and to break through, then all the power to him. But I just think that like sometimes people get really excited about profound changes in their lives, and then they think like, I'm going to like innovate in this space. And the truth is, I think a lot of people have that feeling and they don't realize that you're
Listen, the best idea is already out there. It's on a show called Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. They're called soda shops. And that's what you should be doing. You should be having like a party place. It's like a crazy soda shop that you get together, all your friends get together, and you have fun. And that's it, So he announces the garden party thing, and he's like, okay, guys, small talk was great, but it's time to go. So Kyle's in the kitchen now, and he's alone. He's on the important storyline of the day. He's like, whoa, wait, whoa. Is that banana bread? What's the dealio?
That's why he went jogging with full-on guy liner on, because he's like, I think I see some banana bread, and I don't want to wait. I am not going to waste any time wiping this mascara off, because that's
for banana bread to be
He's like, I can't eat the banana bread till I have my morning run, and I'm not delaying this run. I need to get into that banana bread.
Yeah. So everybody packs up to go, and Paige is excited that they just get to leave their suitcases at the top of the stairs because men will take them down for them. And then Craig is like, hey, you want to switch hats? Okay, I'm gonna switch hats with you, Jesse, okay? And then I'll have Paige bring you this one next weekend. And Jesse's like, yeah, Craig's the kind of guy who's gonna give you the hat off his goddamn head.
Yeah, that's why he's my number one priority. He's like, wait, are you guys beefing? He's like, no. Anytime Craig tries to beef, I just like make it a joke. Like, and then he's like, oh, is everything a joke to you, Paige? And I say, yes, that's why I have a career out of it. He's like, I never said that.
I even date a joke. It's crazy. So she like tries to make light of it, but she goes, by the way, Jesse, is Craig your number one priority? Just want to make sure before we get on the road there. He's like, oh, could be. So then in the kitchen, Craig is saying bye to Kaimanta. And Kyle's like, dude, I'm just eating your banana bread. Fucking mind-blowing. It's fucking mind-blowing. Have you considered that maybe we could put this out with Loverboy and you could be a spokesperson for it? He's like, sorry, I'm already talking to a banana bread company. So, dude, give me a chance. Give me a fucking chance, bro.
Where has all the banana bread gone? Whoa! Just wanted to close that Paula Cole loop that you opened up before. So.
I'm listening to a lot of Cole, trying to support Amanda.
Like, yeah. She only has 2 songs, but they both apply very well to banana bread.
And Craig's like, why don't you take the banana bread home? It's a nice loaf. And then he's going to get in the car and be like, I'm hungry. Why'd you give away your banana bread, Craig? Yeah. Fucking moron.
Yeah, Craig is the one who wants lunch. Take your banana bread. Where did the banana bread even come from? Did he buy it? Did he make it? What's happened? I want to know the backstory. It just
I
arrived
don't
out
know.
of
It's just
nowhere.
a Southern thing to bring. Like, hey guys, I just came from the South. Brought some banana bread.
So Kyle's
I'm a big
like,
banana bread maker over here, so I respect anybody bringing in a loaf of banana bread because that's one thing I can do. Okay.
yeah. I went on a big banana brof. It's a banana. I'm a banana brof. I went on a big banana loaf journey. I think it was last year, and I made several of them. And I now believe I have found the recipe that everyone should use. And if you are interested, then go check out
Did you
my
have any of
Substack.
mine at Christmas?
No,
Oh, God damn it.
I didn't know there was banana
I
bread.
cooked like 20 things, okay? I had banana bread.
There's a
Fresh
million things on
banana
my
bread
counter.
straight from the oven. God damn it. So I'll have to make you some for when you come to Texas to visit.
Please
I'll be
do.
like, welcome to the South. Here's some banana breads, okay?
I know. We'll hand it out to the audience. Banana bread for everyone.
Okay, so then Sierra and Jesse are hugging by the car, and Jesse's like, I could really get used to hugging you. God, fucking 10. You're fucking 10. She goes, yeah, don't get used to it. He goes, yeah, it was great hugging on you this weekend. God, still loved it. Loved hanging with you, Sierra.
So fun. So Paige hugs Amanda and tells her to have so much fun. And then
She's
and then
like, bye,
Amanda
have
goes
fun
off
at the
with
wedding
like-
of the train I missed.
Yeah, have fun with the male model that does nothing but actually like love on and adore the women that are in his life.
Yeah, enjoy my version of Gwyneth Paltrow's sliding doors, where you get the good part of the movie. Okay, I'll be driving home with a loafless Craig.
Yeah, I'm so excited. And what's the name of the guy that she was rumored to be dating? Was he like part of Barstool Sports or something like that?
Joe Bonino. Whoa.
Joe Bonino.
No,
Whoa,
it was
Joe Bonino. Oh, don't tell Margaret Josephs. You know what? I don't care. I can share Joe. She'll spiff him up, okay? Because he loves that seafoam polo shirt. I'm like, Joe, put on a better shirt. I need Paige's help around here with him.
I forget the guy's name already.
His name is so what? Who cares?
So
So now we're in New York City, and my favorite thing, we see flashes of people doing work. And so we see West at work over at Complex. And he's like, okay, everyone, I'm downloading you guys on this thing on Tuesday. It's called Bucket List Challenge. And it's basically like asking people questions about the United States and geography. I'm like, what does that have to do with a bucket list?
Yeah, that's not what a bucket list is. The bucket list is like what you do before you die, Right? Isn't that like,
yeah.
I'm about to die? It's like that Danny Glover movie where he's like, I'm about to die, so I'm going to do the things on my bucket list. I'm going to jump out of a plane.
Yeah. So then this girl goes,
Not Mary
oh my
Craig.
God, West.
Hey, how'd you get into my movie? Sorry, I can pass it up.
Oh, bucket. Is this things that will make you puke in a bucket? Okay, Craig.
I'm sorry, I had to break up with you, Craig. It was on my bucket list. Playing Danny Glover. Okay.
So this girl goes, oh my God, West, you've been to like all the states, so this is perfect for you. Oh. So apparently you can't ask geographical questions about the states unless you've been to all of them.
Yeah. And he's like, yeah, that's why it's a good fit. It's a good pitch. Really good pitch.
Good fit. Yeah, good fit for me because I know what it's like to drive on a highway through Iowa. So then we have Carl working on softball. He's doing a meeting. And he's like, so business. Just wanted to talk through our friends and family that. So you guys need some questions or answers on ice, right? And the guy's like, yeah. Before I call the ice guy, I just need some measurements because he has a custom ice, so it would fit perfectly into our glass. Who knew ice was so complex?
That's why your business is costing $1.4 million. Girl, measure a solo cup. You know what I mean? It's an outdoor party in Jersey. What the fuck kind of glass do you need?
I know.
Measurements for your ice. Get the fuck out of here.
Hexagonal ice only. So now we have Lexi sitting at a table on a skyscraper somewhere. And she's like, nobody in the house. Actually, okay. This is a serious thing that she says, but she introduces it as if she's like about to announce that she got like a movie role. She goes, nobody in the house actually knows this, but my grandma's not doing well right now. I was like, oh, okay.
So I went to Canada. I wanted to rally. Huge secret. Huge. I'm trusting it with you, America. So Jesse comes up and he's like, "Hey, Lexi Wood? Is that you? Wow, it's Lexi. It's Lexi Wood." And it's like, "Oh my God, hi, you got me flowers? Wow. Well, I got them for your mom, so I had to get them for you too. Got your dad a cock ring has been asking for, and your sister a nice boob." So, yeah, flowers are the least I can do.
Lexi is like, okay. And then like her sister and her mom show up and like receive the flowers. Thank you so much. These are wonderful. Her sister smells them. Her sister smells them. Lexi's like, they smell so good, don't they? Like just getting notes from her sister on how they smell.
My sister got lipstick all over the flowers. Sorry. I really only told Jesse because I trust him and because he's become my person. Nobody else can know that my grandma's sick. Nobody. I'm not like Little Red Riding Hood, okay? I'm not just like skipping through the forest telling everybody I'm going to my grandma's house. Nobody can know.
I'm excited and scared. So then there's thunder, and Lexi's like, I think it's gonna rain, but that's okay. He's like, yeah, well, if we get struck by lightning. Oh my God, you want to hear something so funny? My great grandfather was struck by lightning, I think like twice.
I've literally never told anybody that before.
This is like crazy, but you're like my person, and I just like have to tell you this.
So Jesse's like, I'll protect you from the lightning. Stand under my dick. So he puts his arm up like that's gonna do anything, and she's like,
okay, wait, like, so Carl's saying I had to text him and be like I couldn't go, and he said he was gonna like save me a gift bag, so that's like really sweet.
And he's like, oh, I think you're gonna want a hoodie for that because like it's about to rain.
Oh, 100%. So now it's starting to sprinkle, and she's like, so like tell me about last weekend, like you had the party. And he's like, yeah, we had Craigie Beast in town, and I'm just like trying to remember what else happened. Hold on, let me just flag down Waitress Beast. Hey, Waitress Beast, can I get another cocktail? Thanks so much. Oh man,
why are you tapping your toe?
Yeah, just got the telltale toe going on right now. So then they decide to move inside, and he tells us, I mean, listen, given what she just told me about how jealous she can be and whatever, like, I just don't want to make a big deal out of nothing. Like the toe tuck thing was like not sexual, and it's like a complete joke. And like if I was like trying to have a foursome, like first of all, I wouldn't have been like with Imrul, okay? Like I think it's safe to say it's just like not something I want to be a thing. I mean, I'll do it, but I just don't want it to be a thing. You know, beggars can't be choosers. You know what? You may not have wanted your foursome to be with Emerald, but that's what you got. So you take it, and that's so your logic does not work. Yeah, exactly.
You did take it, and your whole like, oh, no gay. Hey, I'm no gay here. Okay, bro, no gay here. No homo. Yeah, no homo. Thank you. I knew that didn't sound right. No homo. No homo, bro. No homo.
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
So Lexi asks how the rest of the week is, sensing something's wrong. And he's like, well, you know, I can tell you this, like every night we're not together is like a super shitty night. I can promise you that right now, you know? So, you know, like you just like, you make me feel so great. You know, you make my toes curl and, in a good way. And, I just wanted to tell you, you know, I think I'm ready to be your boyfriend. You want to be Lexi Wood? You want to go steady? You want to go steady with Jesse? You want to go steady with Jesse Solomon? Oh my God, you're so sad. So you're basically going to come do this so she can't be mad at you for getting your toe sucked. And then you can say, but we weren't together. We weren't going steady until I asked you when it was raining and I'd already had my toe sucked. So I technically didn't do anything wrong. Oh, it's so clear. It's so transparent.
So of course she says yes, and she's like, I definitely knew it was coming, but I loved it because I'm like romantic. I'm like super open with him and like super vulnerable with him. And yes, I have like emotions for Jesse, and like obviously I'm like a little bit scared, but like when you're putting your trust into someone, I just think like if we're meant to be, we'll figure it out and we'll be. Oh, I'm Lexi Wood. You can do it.
As Sabrina Carpenter would say, don't make me look stupid.
So now we go to New Jersey Hall, and it's going to be Carl's big soft bar event. And so we meet some of the people on his team and everything. And this one guy, Richie, is like, "Hey, you want a drink?" He's like, "Yeah, what's like the calming one?" And he's like, "Oh, the high road. Yeah, let's do the high road." Which, by the way, you know which one's the calming one because it's your cocktail.
No,
so,
but he doesn't. That's the thing about Carl.
But then
he doesn't fucking know what's even going on in his own business. That's so him.
I can't tell. He's either doing like a really cheesy commercial or he's again expressing his ineptitude at being someone who sells cocktails.
Yeah, I don't think he knows. I think he's like, "Yeah, this is a calming one. Totally into this stuff that I have nothing to do with." That's great.
But also, by the way, it's so passive aggressive. The calming one is called the high road. That's got to be a barb towards Lindsay, right? Like, I'm just gonna take the high road. I'm just gonna say calm and take the high road. So, yeah, the goal of today's soft bar friends and family event is to announce the brand official. If I hear Carl say friends and family one more time, I swear to God, I'm gonna send someone over there to knock over all the tables.
He's specifying so he can have multiple opening events to get people into going, right? Like, now it's like Business Associates Day, so all my friends need to come support me. And now it's like soft opening day. Now it's like the van just got new wheels day. So is that opening? So
this guy's like, "Yeah, try this. It's passion fruit, chamomile, and white peppercorn." He's like, "Oh, it's fucking delicious."
Fucking gross. Passion fruit, chamomile, and peppercorn. I'll take the low road. Okay, is that where the Diet Coke is?
You take the high road, and I'll take the low road. So,
as Sabrina Carpenter would say, "I'll have espresso."
And I should also say, "Please." So Carl's
please,
like,
please. Oh, sorry, you had to complete it.
Please.
I love that song, actually. That's like my Sabrina Carpenter jam, that song.
Please, I love that song.
Please.
I'll always think of Taylor crying on Love Island USA when they played that song. And I'll always think of someone on Twitter when Taylor was crying over that song and they played that song. And the next day she got back with Aaron and someone on Twitter said, NBCU is so mad that they paid all those thousands of royalties for that song only for them to get back together the next day. That's just one of the smartest tweets I've ever read.
Please don't do me wrong.
Please, give me a drink with non-alc and some peppercorns in it. I like Sabrina Carpenter, but I still find it weird that her voice is so like wispy, but then her talking voice is like, "Hi, I'm Sabrina Carpenter." I can't get over that.
I was actually surprised because I listened to that podcast Song Exploder where they did that song, where they went over this song, Please, 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 which is why I like that song, because I heard it on that podcast. And, they play some of the just regular tracks without the whole thing being produced or whatever. And she has a beautiful voice. I was shocked.
She does.
I mean, I knew she could sing, but I didn't know. So many singers, they just make that ethereal, auto-tuney reverb sound, and you don't know they can actually sing. They just sound kind of like everybody else. She can actually sing. I was very impressed. You go, Sabrina. You knocked me over with as Sabrina Carpenter would say, feather. That's it.
Well, she's a Crappens listener, right?
Right.
No, I'm just making that up. I'm just putting it into the universe.
That's
okay,
Sabrina
so Carl
Crappenter.
Is like Paula Cole is like, wait, I thought I was gonna be the one that we're gonna talk about all episode.
Please, drag Dorit's ass.
Dun, 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 dun. Please. In many ways, Paula Cole walked so Sabrina Carpenter could run. That is the theory I'm going to hatch, and I actually think it has some merit.
Paula Cole, no.
No, I mean, look, Paula Cole sort of had that like country pop kind of vibe that Please, Please, Please has. Think about it.
Well,
think about it.
Okay,
Paula Cole.
I'll think about it.
This
later.
is gonna be okay. We're putting this on Instagram
later.
Did Paula Cole have an influence on Sabrina Carpenter? People chime
in. All right, so Carl's like, "Oh, guys, let me talk about my concept, okay? The vision, the concept to serve our drinks to show what we're about to my friends and family only today, okay? And you know what? This connects on a deeper level. It's more than being non-alc. It's about like, I want to change. You know, not only my family cycle, the addiction, the illness, but I want to break the cycle for other people. Okay, well, that's a very nice concept, but I'm not paying $25 for passion fruit and chamomile. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to break the cycle of paying for stupid things for stupid people.
I'm going to break the cycle. I'm going to start a new cycle of buying chamomile tea at home and putting peppercorns in it at home. Like, this is, I can't stand this. Like, this is all well-meaning. This is all sounds very nice and everything. But the truth is, it's like you're serving non-alc drinks, but you're making it sound like, oh, we're breaking the cycle. We're going to change. Like you're almost like guilting us. Like if we're against this, we're actually for keeping cycles going.
You're
and it's
like,
I just
your
like
business. Like just have a business, bro. Like I don't need your guilt trip. And also breaking the cycle shouldn't bring you money. Anyway, just stop.
And why does it connect on a deeper level?
It doesn't. It's just stop it. Stop trying to sell me with your trauma. I'm not buying it, sir. Okay? I'm not fucking buying it. So then Emerald, people start arriving, you know, and Lil's there. She's like, oh my God, this is like so lemur. This is like a park in Jersey. This is where lemurs would run. Just saying, pick a card. Pick a card. Pick a card. Has anybody seen my bunny? I had a bunny in this hat. It was supposed to fall. I can't find it, but I still carry the hat around in my purse. So,
unfortunately, we're going to have to suspend all high road servings because there is a rabbit in the punch bowl. But
he goes, "Thanks for coming." He tells her, "Thanks for coming. I love the outfit." And she goes, "Thank you. I made it." Don't look closely because there's safety pins everywhere. And the way that Carl looks at her when she says she made her outfit, he just kind of looks it up and down like, oh no, Lindsay's going to see this. Like, got a vibe that he was like, yeah, I don't love that you're making your own clothes. What are you, Molly Ringwald in the Pretty in Pink?
Yeah. I loved when Emerald showed up because he like drove to New Jersey on his motorcycle. He's like, I was like, really? You're just gonna show up like the Fonz in every single scene? The reason why I paused there is because I just remembered I saw the Fonz. Maybe that's why I just referenced the Fonz. I saw Henry Winkler at the airport on Monday when I got off my plane, and he was wearing a bright green suit with like a yellow shirt. It was the most amazing thing I'd ever seen. That's my little story. Anyway, I just love that Emerald showing up on. It's cool, but Emerald showing up on the motorcycle like a badass to this friends and family event for Soft at a nice house in New Jersey was just so ridiculous to me.
Yeah, it's a shtick. You know, he's a motorcycle guy who fucks a lot. You know, he's like, hey guys, I'm breaking my own family cycle of driving cars.
So Carl's like, oh, so when it comes to Lil, I don't even know what I'm looking for exactly. Oh, no shit. That's only been the story you've been saying for 10 years on this show. I just think that like after the previous relationship where I thought like that's the one for me and I was going to get married, like you kind of got to like go back to the drawing board. Like that's what you do. That's why you're at Carl 9.0 because you've been drawing on that board a lot.
Wait a minute. Please tell me we're not getting another Carl. Oh, you know, like things are really hard on me right now and I'm not really ready to commit. So... duh, Carl. We've heard it for 9 years, brah. Which is, by the way, you're right. It's just funny that Carl thinks he's coming up with a fresh shtick when it's Carl, soft point oh. So I like this part when he's like, back to the drawing board. So, Lil, how was the bus? That's cold, bro. You literally have a van sitting right there.
I know. The girl that you like, you're gonna put her on the fake jitney? Really? You made her go to South Street Seaport? Jeez.
Well, I pulled out my cards at South Street Seaport, but I couldn't guess anybody's card. I got a couple of things thrown at my face, but I got them to stop when I said, I made this dress. And they all went, "Aw," and then just kept walking. So that was fun.
So Jesse and West arrive and people are arriving. And of course, Jesse's like, so there's like no booze here whatsoever. Like, nope. So then Gabby is there. Everyone's hugging. And Carl's like, hey, thanks for coming. She's like, yeah, it's New Jersey. He's like, yeah, I can't believe it. What's a girl from Westchester doing in New Jersey? Which is a question I often ask myself anytime I cross the state line.
And she's like, yeah, everyone wants to know that. I'd like to know that too, actually. And he goes, well, we're here because it's Friends and Family Day. So please try all the different bevies. You know, my first would be soft spritz. It's like spritzer, but the bubbles, like it's been sitting out all day unopened, so it's soft. We believe in like really soft bubbles here, which means we forget to put lids back on things. So it's pretty good.
Please enjoy the soft spritz. You mean seltzer?
Water.
you mean flavored seltzer? You know, like things become a spritz when you add the spritz to it. So when you take the stuff out of the spritz, it just goes back to being what it was originally.
Oh, excuse me. This is mindful.
It's a mindful.
Get it?
This is a mindful spritz.
Emerald, you're gonna have a drink. Be sure to get it with benefits. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I get everything, bro.
You may have heard of La Croix, but since this is mindful, it's called La Croix. Think about it.
La Softs. So all these beverages come with like a mushroom benefit. Like, you know, like if you want it, you could like benefit from a mushroom. So like, who can't?
Isn't
All right.
that it's implying there's like a microdose element to this? Isn't that? I don't know. Listen, I don't know.
There's different
I don't know what the
kinds of
rules are with.
sobriety, and some people are just so sober from alcohol. Some people are sober from Coke. You know, there's different kinds of sobriety. But now that's a selling point, though. So if you're going to do magic mushroom infused drinks and cannabis infused drinks, now there's a bar. You know what I mean? Because you can still go get fucked up.
Exactly.
I don't know that everybody would consider that sobriety.
Well,
but
that's
some
what.
people
So
do.
now it all makes sense. Now I know why it's quote unquote mindful. The mindful is just, you know,
Your mind
fun
is full
wording for saying you can
of
do
benefits.
shrooms.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're doing.
So
you can do
have my
shrooms here. So
ayahuasca drink at the sobriety soft bar. That'd be great. So he's like, yeah, it's super uplifting. So then Carl's mom, Sharon, is here. Fucking enably Sharon is here. And she's like, hey, guys, I want to talk to the boys. Hey, boys. Hey, West and Jesse. Oh, God, it's so good to see you. You know, Carl's being so strong, isn't he, after all that crap and the breakup that Lindsay did to him? You know, and she was mean to me, too, you know, boys. She was real mean to me, too. You know what, Sharon? Fuck off. Like, honestly. Like, seriously, Sharon.
Not Sharon.
Sharon's not cool either. I don't think it's very nice how you conspired with your son on camera to gaslight somebody when he was being an asshole and ready to break up with her for months, and then you tried to make it sound like she's abusive and all this other crap. Sharon.
Oh, I'm gonna give Sharon a pass. She's a mother. She's allowed to be mad at her daughter-in-law or future daughter-in-law. I think that's actually a rite of passage. I think that she were.
Of course she has the right, but I have a right to tell her to fuck off too.
Not Sharon.
Sharon can fuck off. There it is. We're taking that shit. Get out of here with that. Your son never does anything wrong. Did you see the season, Sharon? Have you seen the past 9 seasons, Sharon? Please.
I was sad because Sharon didn't get to do her signature move, which is that she pretends to do a little curtsy, but she loves to do that. So yeah, she's like, yeah, she was mean to me too. But like, by the way, none of this, like, you watched the show clearly. You all know what Lindsay's about. You knew she was gonna be mean to you. I will say this. You can't be surprised that Lindsay's gonna be mean to you. Lindsay, that's her thing. You should have told your son a long time ago, like, don't date this girl because she's going to be mean to you and she's going to be mean to me.
No, I don't know. Have a little class. You know, you're showing up on your son's show. Just like, why is your first thing to be like, what a bitch Lindsay is? You know, come on, man. Your son's already taken the cross. Okay. There's no room on the cross for you, Sharon. Okay. You're going to have to wait for a new carpenter to show up. Fuck out of here.
Leave Sabrina out of this. So,
as Sabrina would say, on my way. Okay.
So Bailey shows up, which is exciting, and she meets people, and we're happy for Bailey to be back in the mix. And then Carl and Emerald say hi, and Carl's wearing white pants, and Sierra's like, oh, hey, Carl, these are my favorite pants yet, which is, I think she was trolling him. I think he was like, oh, thanks, I thought you liked them.
I kind of like the new fashion of the guys that they're all kind of in the Great Gatsby. It's like the 1920s are back. They're all wearing like really like flowy, silky, high-waisted pants like they're in Anything Goes. I kind of like it. It's working for me. So they're like white pants, but they're like high-waisted. So Carl 10.0, here we go.
The great Carlsby. Daisy, it's too much for me, Daisy, right now. Sierra Carl would never be the Great Gatsby. Poor Carl. He'd be like, hey, so about that bootlegging, I'm just not sure there's the right moment for me yet. They're like, oh God.
Yeah. He's the
never
Great
builds his
Depression.
Hey, oh, there's a green light across the bay, and it's just like a lot right now. So Carl is like, he's like,
you hugged me while you're wearing sequins. I need it to be a little softer. Please be a little softer. Could we do less flapping and more like petting? That would be nice.
So I had a big party to invite Lil over because I love her so much. So Carl is basically he thanks Bailey for coming, and he goes up to Jesse. And he's like, Jesse Solomon. I'm like, there's something about like Carl trying to be like cool and down with like Jesse and West that always lands so inauthentically for me. And it's always hilarious. He's like, hey, Jesse Solomon. What would Jesse Solomon do? Right? Like he's veering into that kind of like dad territory. Like a dad is trying to be cool.
Yeah.
Tickles me.
God, if you kids want to ride in the van, I'll put a new driver sticker on the back. What? Well, let's do it. Cool dad. I'm a cool dad. So then Paige, then we find out what this cast really thinks because they're all there to support Carl, but even this cast. So we expect it from Paige, right? But everyone else is like, damn. So Paige is like, I'm so proud of Carl. I'm so happy for him. I mean, it seems like he's just so passionate, you know? Now, is this an idea that people can say, this is a bad idea. This idea is never going to work. Is this a complete harebrained shit idea that he doesn't have money or skill to finish? Sure, but it makes him happy. So I'm fine with it.
And Jesse's like, yeah, I'm a Carl fan. I just want to see him happy. Carl beast. And West is like, as human beings, we all need to work towards things to work towards and to build. And I think it's super healthy. The implication being like, shitty idea, but cool that he has something that he is occupying his time.
Right. And then the real thoughts. Jesse's like, I think that any bar concept is a high risk endeavor, like especially when your highest margin product is alcohol. And Wes like, I don't really I don't really grasp what the long-term goal is, but I'll support Carl no matter what.
You know what? Can people say, oh, it's a bad idea? Oh, it'll never work? Sure. Do they say it often? Sure. Do people say, wow, good luck blowing away $100,000? Of course they do. But you know what? At least he loves it.
Yeah. Yeah, even if this place doesn't make a fucking dollar, that's Carl, right? So I just want Carl to be happy. I mean, if he's sitting on a bus bench, sleeping on a bus bench, pretending he's watching TV from a bus bench, good for him. Good for you, bro.
You know what? If we can support Kyle being a DJ and by extension, Craig sewing a goddamn pillow, which is just a square and takes about 5 minutes to do, then we can support Carl's bar with no alcohol. Okay. We all have things, it's important to have comedy in our lives.
Listen, we can say what we want about Kyle being a DJ, but Kyle actually has the audience for it, and he's promoting his drinks at the same time. So Kyle's booking DJ gigs, which of course people will just go listen to you DJ. Why not? They get a picture with you, all that stuff, and then plus they'll buy your lover boy. So his is actually kind of smart, even though
he's already put his into action.
Yeah,
he's already put into action. He took classes. He went
and it
took
didn't
classes.
cost $1 million.
Yeah. I mean, am I mortified for anyone who goes to a DJ Kyle Cook concert? Yes. But
will we still invite Kyle Cook to do a set before one of our live shows one day? You bet a-hole. Would I mock anyone who goes to a double header of DJ Matty Reese and Kyle Cook? Yes. Would I be that person? Quite possibly. I might be the one who would attend that show. I'd go. Yeah, I want to go. I want to check him out.
I'll go.
Okay, so Sierra and Paige are on the phone with Lindsay, and they're like, oh my God, did you get invited to this event, old lady? I mean, has the snail mail arrived? I mean, I'm assuming that you still don't have computer. So did the snail mail arrive in time for you to get the invitation? She's like,
did you receive your invitation at Miss Lindsay Hubbard at prodigy.net? And she's like, I'm busy. I have to paint the walls and watch them dry. Oh, you're Erica Janing it? Yes. So Carl's like, so Sarah, I just want to tell you a little bit more about this concept, which is that like we want pregnant women to come to the soft bar too, and like one of these days I'll get a pregnant woman to try some of these drinks. Although what is funny is that we find out later on that all the snacks and hors d'oeuvres served at the event were food that pregnant women could not eat at all, which is the most like. This is why it's good to have people from different backgrounds in your workplace because sometimes we get into our tunnel vision. I'm just gonna say it. Just put that out there.
I think at this point he's just making a Lindsay dig, right? He's like, well, one day I hope we can get a pregnant lady here. I'll be honest.
Yeah, but it's a dig, but he also is trying to make that a selling point because he's like, gotta open up the umbrella as much as possible to get everyone in here. Big 10 event, friends and family.
Yeah, guess where pregnant women drink? Home. Okay, I asked my mom. Hello there. This is a 2-part recap, okay? This is the end of part 1. So thank you so much for listening to this. Just come back a little later for part 2.
Watch what Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Our way is the Amber way.
It's the Foster and the Furious. It's Amanda Foster.
It's always automatic with Ashley Auto.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
Put your hands together for Carly Clapp.
Catherine DiBernardo has our hardo.
Get on the right foot with Chrissy Offutt. Dana C. Dana Do. She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela Etchels.
We never miss her call. It's Diane Call.
Aaron McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas.
Hava Nagila Weber.
You'll never hide from Heidi Eleanor Jones.
I go, you go, we all go for Hugo.
Jamie, she has no last namey.
We could all learn from Jennifer Kearns.
She's our kind of mess. It's Jennifer Messer.
Sipped some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
Knock, knock, knocking on Katie Manock's door.
She's our favorite streamer, Caroline Peacock.
Kristen the Piston Anderson.
Get a bee in your bonnet with Lacey B.
Rigging the funk, it's Leslie Plunkett.
She gets an A from us. It's Lindsay D.
Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino.
Fresh as a daisy, it's Maisie McHenry. We love her on the rocks. It's Melissa Cox.
Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
This is Livin' with Michelle Vivian.
I love ya, Olivia Williamson. Tastier than Flanderson, it's Rachel Manderson.
She sure is swell. It's Raquel.
Yes, we canna. It's Savannah.
Cast a spell with Shannon Spellman.
Let's share with Sharon Eldridge.
The Bay Area Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
She's VVIP, it's Amanda V. Can't lose when you're with Amy Baldwin.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Let's go into the woods with Guy Tubbs.
Who, what, why, where, and Gwen Pentland.
It's our queen, it's Queen Laifah.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall.
Know your worth with Jason Kurth.
We got our wish, it's Jen Plish.
She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch.
She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo.
She gets an A, it's Kelly B.
We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley.
We're ride or die for Lisa Ryder Barron.
She's a whiz, it's Liz Sarthy.
Always killing it, it's Lola Alkalani.
The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
She eases our woes, it's Melissa St. Rose. We're on the floor with Molly Dorset.
Give him hell, Miss Noel.
There's a chance of meatballs, it's Rebecca Cloud.
She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke. Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
It's always a good time when you're wasting time with Bravo.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.